Yeah, definitely. Or your pet or whatever. I know that's why people love dogs. They're always
never
so
not
happy
love
to
you,
see
right?
you. Yeah, exactly. Well, we're going to help you plan for the big events ahead. We're talking about storms, cold fronts, and snow. We're going to take a look at where the snow is falling. We've got the latest updates on the recovery after Ian, and we've got tips on pumpkin carving from friend of the show, Jerry James Stone. I'm personally very excited for that because I haven't carved a pumpkin yet.
Yeah, you need to get on it.
I need to get on it.
So you need all the tips, and then you have no excuse.
Well, then it's going to be so great. That's what I was waiting for tips from Jerry James.
I got you. Snapshot time. How about we get to
Gulf Coast?
Yeah, now those areas won't be looking at snow, but plenty chilly.
Yeah, it's going to be really cold. It's definitely not going to feel like mid-October. You said it, Alex. We got like 5 days of real fall before.
Hopefully you enjoyed it.
Yeah, exactly, because now we're headed straight toward winter. Well, go ahead and keep.
Majority of the Northeast. Mostly going to be a wet story.
Yeah, I almost think even though it's going to feel like winter is lasting forever when it starts snowing this soon, I'd take the snow over the cold rain. And the cold rain is what a lot of us will be dealing with. Take a look at what's going on. So I know we just had one frontal system move through, but we've got an even more vigorous but slow moving system, frontal boundary, that's going to push through. And the warm sector of this, so south of that warm front, you get these southerly winds, or a southerly component to the wind, and that brings in all that moisture, all that warmth and humidity ahead of the frontal boundary. I'm going to finger quote warmth, though, because for a lot of us it's still not very warm. And this moisture is really going to take focus across portions of Maine and New England that actually really don't need a lot more rain, especially across Maine where some local flooding is possible. I know we do have some drought conditions across the Northeast, so we will take some of this rain. The problem is where we've gotten a lot of it already recently from that last system, it could lead to some localized flooding. Really concerned about that for eastern portions of Maine there, where we could see that rain really adding up. Right now, we've got a bit of a showery morning to start out in Albany. We've got those showers lifting through portions of Connecticut, Massachusetts, getting in on that Boston. A bit of a cool start, but not terrible, where we've got some more of that rain moving through the Great Lakes region, the interior, all of this kind of rotating around that center of low pressure. We'll see a better chance for these storms bubbling up and filling in as this frontal boundary moves through. So as you get into the later part of the day, your afternoon and your evening, you see those showers and storms filling in through the Hudson Valley, down through NYC and up through Maine. And here's the other thing I wanted to show you. That colder air wrapping around, as Alex just talked about, brings us some lake effect snow there as we look toward the interior. So it's that time, Alex. We've got the rain, we've got the cold, we've got the snow, but it's not just about the rain in the Northeast. By the sea. So let's talk about what we can expect across the Southeast, because as mentioned, we've got that chance for rain, we've got that chance for storms. You can see much of peninsular Florida highlighted with that risk for severe storms, but we also have some of the mid-Atlantic in here, Atlantic City down through the Delmarva Peninsula, portions of coastal Virginia, northern North Carolina as well. The main risks with these storms will be that possibility for damaging wind gusts, maybe some hail, but we'll get some rain out of it as well. Can make your commute this afternoon a little bit more tricky. We've got some light rain moving through Norfolk this morning, the southern tip of the Delmarva Peninsula. This is going to fill in as we head through the afternoon, and that frontal boundary kind of stirs up the atmosphere just a bit more. You can see some of those showers racing through. And again, some of those could be a little bit feisty as we head through the 4, 5, 6 o'clock hour. Some heavy rain at times during that afternoon commute, but it's also going to last into the evening. Ocean City, Norfolk, Nags Head, getting in on all of that as that frontal boundary moves through. And then behind it, a big cool down, cooler, drier air. You just got to get through the storms first. That's the message for Florida, as well as this frontal boundary slowly makes its way southward as we move through the next 48 hours or so. So we've got plenty of moisture moving through South Florida. We've got scattered rain and storms. That possibility for storms across Central Florida, especially this afternoon and evening. That 95 corridor going to be a mess. Pack your patience as you're getting off of work if that's part of your commute. And then you can see those storms hanging around into the evening. Well, you can track the storms across the country with the weather.
October.
The problem with the high only being 54 is that the low is really even that much colder.
Yeah.
It's like an involuntary, looking at that, I involuntarily shiver. I can't even.
You can't help yourself.
I can't even help it.
Yeah, it's going to be chilly. Again, if it were the middle of December,
right,
most folks would be like, okay, but
that's
when you're mid-October, the first chill, and it hits you like this, it's not a gradual cool down.
I was just out by the pool the other day. Like, what, so it's one of those things. Okay, so we're about 2 weeks away from Halloween, which means we're in the heart of pumpkin. I love spooky season.
Oh, yeah, it's a good time.
I'm usually right on it. As soon as it's time to get a pumpkin, I get it and carve it, and I'm so behind this year.
Slacking.
I know you've already got yours, though, but you had, see.
Maybe I got it too early.
You got yours too early because now we're both pumpkinless.